It's 1992, and we're going to talk about Honeymoon in Vegas.
AKA Elvis in Vegas. Am I right?
No.
Yeah. Elvis. Because there's a lot of Elvises.
There were a lot of Elvises.
Yeah, so
actually, I'm going to, hopefully you guys don't know, I'm going to drop a bomb about that.
I
might know it.
Oh boy.
It blew my mind.
Really?
It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
Oh, looking forward to it. No, I do not.
We're not going to talk about it now.
That's fine.
So even though I said it's 1992, the movie starts in 1987.
Ah, fantastic.
In New York. Oh,
hey.
Bagels.
Forgot about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so the movie starts off with title card saying, New York Hospital, 1987. And it's Jack Singer. Yeah, he's like he's sitting next to a hospital bed where his mom is.
Played by Nicolas Cage, obviously.
Yes.
Jack Singer, not the mom. Better movie it was, but no.
And basically,
yeah, that was weird. It boiled down to her just saying like, don't get married. But I forgot what her reason was.
Yeah, no woman will ever treat you as good as I did.
Yeah, that I love you the most type thing. Yeah, weird beginning.
That's
and
she's selfish shit.
She's like, make me, I'm gonna go. He's like, you're not gonna go. He's like, make me a promise. He's like, anything. He's like, don't get married.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't do that. And then she dies like this.
Yeah.
Like super wide-eyed.
Yeah. And creepy.
And then he's like, ah!
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
The first note I have is it's Nicolas Cage without a weird haircut or weird accent.
Right.
This is really much the most normal we've seen him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's say maybe Boy in Blue. Maybe at the end he seemed a little, but
did
that's
he have a little
closest.
bit of an accent in that movie?
A little bit.
That would fade in and out. Yes.
Yeah, but I say that's close to him being normal. Where this one he was much more.
So when he's like, ah, it cuts to the credit sequence, and I was trying to think of more movies that do this, but it does that whole animated title sequence that like tries to give you like a plot line or something like that. And I'm like, if I remember, I really hate movies that do this. But then I thought of City Slickers, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, City Slickers did do that.
But I feel like there's been more of them.
Yeah, I just clicked past that.
Why do you skip the credits?
Well, this is the first time I've done that.
No, you said something about skipping the credits in what was the movie? Xanderly.
Did I skip the credits in Xanderly? Well, I mean, it was a pretty bad movie, so.
What are you talking about, bro? That movie was great.
That was a lie.
Really? Oh, no, Chris Hansen.
That was my Bory impression.
I don't know why I said Chris Hansen. You know why? It's because at my work at lunch, it goes between Maury and Chris Hansen, and I get him confused now.
Dude, the amount of times that I go to the break room and Maury is on.
Yes, and Chris Hansen's after, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so,
He got fat.
Chris Hansen or Maury?
Hell yeah.
Really?
Huh.
Oh.
Chris, yeah.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids had a animated intro.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, got oatmeal pies in that movie.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
That makes sense.
That's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the Monty Python movies did too. And I like Monty Python. Mm-hmm. So ignore what I said about me not liking movies. That was a lie. Lie test determined that was a lie. You told the truth. Oh!
Blackula had an animated show. Okay, let's stop looking at this list.
So I believe the movie starts after that. So after the credits, it goes. It's in his office, Nick Cage's office. And the big fat guy thinks that his wife is cheating. Oh, Nick Cage is like a private investigator.
Right.
Who like
helps people find out if their spouse is cheating or not.
Right. Mm-hmm. So this big fat guy thinks his wife is cheating with Mike Tyson.
His wife is cheating with
Mike Tyson. Yeah. He's like, I said she's cheating with the champ. And I guess like, all of his coworkers are like really ribbing him about it.
Yeah. They don't believe me.
Yeah, right. And Nick Cage isn't either. He's like, you're just like them.
Yeah. When Nick Cage tries though, he's like, no, I want to like get down to like the real, and like the guy's just not hearing it because it's Mike Tyson.
Well, yeah, because the guy who's coming to Nick Cage, he's like, oh, all the guys work at, Sonny Ramirez or whatever the guy's name was.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll say it's Ramirez, but I know they're just, lying.
Yeah.
So Nick Cage is like, well, where does Ramirez live? Maybe I'll start there. And,
Right.
And that's what the guy's like, oh, you don't believe me either.
Yeah.
So then after that whole scene, he's talking about like how he's been in love with this girl, and it's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Nick Cage voiceover, which was nice. Enjoyable.
I don't like Sarah Jessica Parker. Movie ruined.
Wow.
I don't like her one bit. I don't like her.
That's why you have no notes.
I don't like her. I don't like Rachel Ray. God, I don't like them.
Why don't you like Rachel Ray?
I don't like her face. I don't like how she talks. I don't like anything about her. You know what? It's not hate. I don't hate her. I don't like her. It's a nothing. I have nothing towards her.
What's the word? Not ambivalent. I am
Indifferent?
That's the word.
Yeah. I just no. I would not purchase any of her items. I would not watch her show.
So
nothing.
So
Sorry,
when I was at work, we have like this display for oh wait, what was it? Oh no! It was this like display for like Martha Stewart like products. There was like this super foreign lady. She's like, I was helping her out like design a kitchen or something. I don't remember what I was doing. She's like, Martha Stewart. She is the one that says these horrible racist things. And I'm like, and I kind of tilt my head like a confused dog, and I'm like, oh, you mean Paula Deen? Yes, she is the racist one. I'm like, oh yeah. She's really racist.
Oh man.
So then he's doing the voiceover talking about how much he's in love with Sarah Jessica Parker, and then they meet up at like where do they meet up?
It's at her school.
Oh, she's a teacher.
Yeah, she's
That's
a teacher,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then like it's doing like this kind of montage of them together being all happy. Mm-hmm. And then there's this scene where like he's like doing poker night like with the guys, and she's like being playful, and she's like, do the ones at the Crown mean blah blah blah? Yeah. And he's like, oh, isn't she the best? And the guy next to him was like, yeah, she's the best. Can we play cards? I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And then things like all of a sudden start to get rocky between the two of them because
it's like a year later.
Right.
Yeah.
And things are getting rocky because, per his mom, Nick Cage's mom, he isn't pulling the trigger on getting married. Yeah. So she's like, well, what the fuck? I need more of a commitment from you.
She wants the family, the kids, and he has it like ingrained in his head that getting married will lead to divorce, lead to cheating, lead to horribleness, basically. Mm-hmm. And
what are we drinking, Brian?
We are drinking. Oh, Brooklyn Bel-Air Sour!
Hey.
Oh, cocksucker!
Vampire's Kiss reference?
Yes.
Yeah. I just liked how like every person from New York, they portrayed them as a real like New York person.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very funny. Ah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So then I believe they're sitting in traffic and like they're stopped at a stoplight, and he's just like, let's get married tomorrow in Vegas. And she's like
shocked.
Yes, like what? She's like, are you sure? He's like, yes, because I can't feel my legs right now. And they're like, okay. So they're like, okay. So they decide, they'll travel to Vegas to get married.
Which for two people that have said during the movie they don't have a lot of money, they sure do a lot of traveling around.
Their hotel room was nice.
Yeah.
Did they explain that anyway?
Somehow he got a deal somehow.
Right, yeah.
And it only cost him $125 a night, which is a crazy deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It was a really nice room. It was like a nice penthouse.
Yeah.
Don't want to slurp.
But when they kind of like do like the little thing, just like showing Vegas and stuff like that, they start playing Viva Las Vegas. And who's singing it? The manager himself.
Really?
It's Bruce Springsteen, yeah.
Look at that.
The boss. Yeah.
The manager.
Yes.
He's in charge.
Yep. And there's also
No idea.
an Elvis convention going on. They're like, I've never seen so many Elvises in my life.
Too many Elvises.
Yes.
Too many.
So then, so it cuts to inside the hotel casino in James Caan.
Yes.
Tommy, what is it? Tommy.
I could look it up.
His bodyguard guy.
Oh, no, wait.
Tommy Korman.
Tommy Korman and his bodyguard, Mr. Sandwich.
Is that his
They
name?
only say it once.
Mr. Sandwich?
He's like, oh, Mr. Corman, Mr. Sandwich. And I'm like, what? I'm like, really?
Yeah, I got
Name the big fat guy, Mr. Sandwich?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Fat guy, just check it. What?
Well, this is the part where Monk comes up.
Yeah, Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm sorry, we don't have the room that you've been staying in for whatever.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's saying that to James Caan.
James Caan. And James is like, this guy been staying in this room for 15 years. He's like, I want it now. And Monk is like,
yes.
Well, but the president of Brazil's in this room.
Yes.
And I'm like, the president of Brazil? I goes, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. So, but yeah, so I guess the president of Brazil is going to get kicked out of a suite.
Yes.
So James Caan, who's just a gambler, can have
Right.
it. So there you go.
Right.
Yeah,
Vegas.
he wasn't like in the mob or anything, right?
No.
He was just a gambler.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like in like the guys in
Stupid.
New York knew who he was too. Like the bookies in New York seemed to know who he was. So he must have been like
And everyone in Hawaii knew who he was, too.
and Hawaii. He was like the
Foreshadowing.
governor of
Yes.
Hawaii. Unofficial governor.
So then they're all talking and stuff like that. And then Nick Cage and Betsy are at the counter.
Yeah.
Betsy is Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes. And then James Caan sees Sarah Jessica Parker.
Well, before that, he was talking about his wife.
Yes.
About how, like, I didn't like Mr. Sandwich say about getting son or something.
Right.
And James Caan's like, no. Like, no son. Like, my wife died from
Right.
melanoma.
Yes.
Like, she had cancer, all this stuff. She was like, he's like, the doctor said she looked like saddlebags or something like that.
Right.
And I'm just like, man. And then that's when James Caan sees.
He sees Sarah
Betsy,
Jessica Parker,
yes.
and he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like,
That's
"Holy
her.
shit, that looks just like my wife. That's dead."
Yeah.
So then,
Do you guys actually think the two looked alike?
No.
are you sure it
the
wasn't?
wife
You sure it
and-
wasn't Sarah Jessica Parker?
No.
I didn't think it looked.
you sure?
I didn't think it looked
I'll
like
look
it
it up
all.
now.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Really? Yeah, I didn't think it looked like it all.
I'll look it up.
Or at least in the second flashback sequence.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but the
it's-
first one, I
yeah.
was like, oh, that's not the same.
So they're
Oh, shit, you're right. Yeah.
Wow.
Sarah Jessica Parker as Betsy Nolan and Donna Corman.
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Must have been some excellent hair work or something.
Yeah.
Fooled me.
So
me
Nick
too.
Cage and Sarah Jessica Parker are waiting at the counter, and she makes some sort of comment about like, oh, you know, messing around in the room or something like that.
yeah.
And Nick Cage says the line, "Yoo-hoo, can I get a room?" I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I do remember that being very sing-songy. I was like,
Yes.
that's weird.
So yeah, and then that's where they see the penthouse. And he's like, yeah, I got this awesome deal on it.
The Alibaba
room.
Yes. So they're, what is it? She like goes to take a shower, and then he sees a card on the ground
Yes.
that has his name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Coffee and sour beer is doing all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff to my
Bodily
stomach. Right now.
functions.
Yeah. So, and it's like this thing about an invitation where like for 1,000 free credits, you know, it's just like this welcoming committee.
Yeah. 2-hour poker game.
Right. So, so he's trying to convince, Nick Cage trying to convince Sarah Jessica Parker, like, oh, it's like this poker game. You can lay out by the pool.
Yeah.
Like, but we're supposed to be, you know, getting married. And Nick Cage is essentially like still putting it off.
Right.
It's like, oh, we got to do this, and then we'll get married.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, oh, like what the
And
hell?
she can kind of tell that
Right.
she does not like a lot of the other like women roles in his other movies. They didn't seem very bright. They didn't seem very whatever. And this, I give her credit. She was like, she played a smart woman. Like she was like, I wanted to get married.
Right.
Like I don't want any of your BS. Let's do this.
Yes,
For the most
but that
part.
goes away.
Yeah,
as the movie
yes,
Right.
I agree. Yes.
So they cut to the inside of this hotel room where it's James Caan, Mr. Sandwich, an Asian Elvis, some other guy who's wearing 2 pairs of sunglasses. He's from something. He might be from Stakeout.
Oh,
Wow. Nicolas
It's
Cage.
been a while since I've thought about Stakeout.
And there's lots of back and forth, and it seems like Nick Cage is like down to $20.
Yeah.
And then James Caan's like, oh, I'll loan you $1,000.
Yeah. He's like, don't worry about it. If you lose it all, it's no big deal. But if you win, you get to keep it.
Right.
Everything. So it's fine. So it seems like, oh, great deal. It's another $1,000, perfect.
Right. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah.
I also made the note that throughout the entire movie, really, Nicolas Cage's pants are comically high.
Yeah.
And like his shirt's very billowy.
Yep.
So it's got this really weird, like
I have the same note.
Yeah.
1920s baseball player kind of thing
Yeah,
going.
'cause when they're at the boxing match, that's when I made the note. I'm like, oh, super high pants.
We need to bring that back.
So then Nick Cage starts winning a shit ton of money. So then it gets to this final hand.
Well, Elvis left. Did you catch this? Remember the first time? But then when he had the $20 left and
Oh,
Elvis,
right.
he left. He's like, too rich for my blood,
Right.
I think. And then he's back with a bunch of money.
Yeah. And
So-
Yeah.
I was just like, so he has no money. Then he comes back and he has a bunch of money.
Yeah, because I made the note. Didn't Elvis leave already?
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't
he left the building.
Yeah. I didn't understand. It seemed like everybody else at the table too was in on it. Did you notice that? They were
Mr.
like,
Sandwich was.
the other guys too, because they would cut to the Elvis guy and he'd be like, had this look on his face like he knew what was going on. Cut to the other guy, he looked like he
And
knew.
he kept singing, and then he kept on getting yelled at for singing. I'm like, okay.
It seemed like they knew, and Cage was the only one that was out of the loop of what was really going on.
Yeah.
Which was
So Nick Cage finally gets a straight flush. It's Jack. Yeah. So 8, 9, 10.
Jack.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, 8, 9, 10. Jack.
It's Jack.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack.
All in one suit.
Yeah, all clubs.
Clubs.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god, this is like
Amazing.
Start sweating.
Yeah.
and-
So the pot gets how high? Was it 6?
There was $83,000 total in the pot, and the winner would get like $65,000.
Yeah,
or something like that. So then he's like, oh yeah, lays down his cards. He's got that straight flush, and then James Caan's like, oh, ain't that something?
Yeah.
That's one for the books.
Yeah, one for the books. Queen high. So he's got 8, 9, 10, Jack.
Queen.
Yeah.
And hearts, I think.
Hearts, I believe.
Not important,
Yeah.
but-
He had the red.
Yep. So, and we should mention that during this whole time, Nick Cage is asking for more and more money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's stacking up, and James Caan's writing how much money he's given to him.
Right.
So he's stacking up a huge debt.
Yep. So then, so Nick Cage is essentially $65,000 in debt to James Caan. So he's like, oh, maybe I can go to a loan shark. He's like, nah, loan shark won't do this. And I think
really quickly though, that hand where he has the flush, I feel like that scene went on forever, where they just kept bidding more.
it was,
and
more
more, like,
time.
Yeah.
in poker, don't they stop after a certain point?
You
Like what?
bet,
Right.
you call, yeah.
It's like they just kept betting and
Yeah.
adding more. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So James Caan goes, all right, listen, I'll eliminate your debt if I spend the weekend, if you let me spend the weekend with your wife.
Yeah. Because, Nick Cage, he's like, oh, let's do a payment plan.
Right.
And James Caan is like, payment plan? Like, what do you mean payment plan?
Yeah.
And he's like, I know, like, he goes into, like, governments don't pay their debts, people don't pay, but when individuals got to pay their debts, like, people get hurt for not paying their debts.
Right.
So he's like the undertones of, like, a threat are there.
Right, yeah.
Nick Cage isn't picking up on any of it. But you could tell James Caan's, like, he's not done this particularly before, but he's done stuff like this.
Right.
To where he's dealt with people in a certain way.
So he's like, oh, she'll never go for it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to where they're like at this boxing match, and she's like, "You did what?" And he's like, "Oh, I told him that you would never do it. Is that what you really said?" And they're having this whole back and forth, and then, so I think finally, wait, is that when he calls his dentist?
The bookie.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because he's looking for different ways. Yeah, because he can get the money, and he's just like, no.
And the bookie's like, don't mess with him. If he's giving you a different way to pay it off, take it and don't ask questions. You should be lucky.
Don't mess with Tommy Korman.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I did like during that scene though, where because it's Sarah Jessica Parker and Nick Cage at the boxing ring, and they're like, "What?" Blah, blah, blah. And they're arguing and yelling, and like all the people in the background are like slowly just like looking. I was like, that's kind of funny. And then they move into the arcade.
Yes.
And that's where she's like, "You took me to Vegas to make me a whore."
All kids.
So that made me genuinely laugh.
Like during this part, I have written down for James Caan, I'm like, but why? It's Sarah Jessica Parker. She's horrible. And I also have Cage should be happy to be rid of her.
Man, you really do not like her.
But I'm like, okay, I've kneeled her enough. I start getting away from that. So,
I love her now.
Yeah. Just something about her. I just don't like. I don't know.
Yeah.
And when it cuts to the dentist's office, one, he's listening to opera and singing along to it while working on some dude's mouth. And then two, there was an OG Dunkin' Donuts box.
Yes, I noticed that too.
I didn't see that.
That's awesome. Because nowadays it's a long box and they all lay down flat.
Right. Yeah.
Back in the day,
It used to be
they used to be up on their sides.
It's you guys.
Oh, man, I miss it. I love donuts so much, dude. So eventually they agree. Jessica Parker's
just
like,
for the
she's
weekend.
like, fine.
Yeah.
Let's just do this.
Yeah.
You know, he said there will be no funny stuff. Fine.
Yeah. Because James Caan was like, what did he say? About having kids, like he has got kids, he's got so he's like a family guy.
When they start actually you mean when they're actually sitting down?
Yeah.
Yes, it's James Caan and Sarah Jessica Parker.
So they're having a get to know each other dinner.
Right.
And
sorry. Go ahead.
So, and while they're doing this, like a bunch of Elvis impersonators, so like
on the stage,
there's like some black Elvis impersonator, and then after that is a little Elvis Jr.
You know who it was?
Yeah, I know who it is.
Oh, is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Right when I saw him, I knew who it was.
What?
Yeah, of course.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I call horse shit.
No, I've seen little Bruno Mars before do stuff, so I recognized who it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you just stalk children. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, so like Brandan just said, yeah. So the kid, he's got to be 8 or something there.
Yeah.
5, I think.
He's 5. Oh, wow. So it's a very young Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Bruno Hernandez in the credits.
Yes.
So, but yeah, like that. Because because like when I first saw this, I wrote, "I hate kids singing."
I wrote that too.
And I still hate kids singing. And actually, the fact that that's Bruno Mars, that just justifies my thought, because it doesn't matter how good you are later in life, you still suck as a kid when you're younger. Dude, I fucking hate kids singing. It's like, oh, that's cute. It's like, no, they fucking blow, dude. They're fucking off tone, off key. They fucking suck, dude. I hate kids singing.
We're gonna bring you to like kids recitals.
Dude, bullshit. No, because here's the thing, dude. Like, it's just like I've had to go to like kids talent shows for like my drum students, and I have to like sit through other kids, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking terrible. Like, I hate it. And people have to like, oh,
they clap along.
Yeah, like they have to clap along. Like, oh, they're singing Black Eyed Peas. That's not appropriate.
I want you to bring an air horn next time, and just at random points, just do that.
Start booing him like the Apollo. Get the Sandman out.
Oh man,
yeah,
little Bruno.
Yep.
And while they're having I think when they first start having the get to know you dinner, Nicolas Cage is like, oh, I gotta come up with this money so I can we don't have to go through with this.
Yeah.
So he goes to a
roulette table.
Yeah. But he says to the dealer, it's extremely important that I win.
Right.
She's like, I'll do my best.
Okay. I'll make sure the ball goes in the thingy.
Yeah.
So then they cut back to the get to know each other dinner, and James Caan's just like, yeah, I think he brings up the fact that, you know, like, hey, you look a lot like my wife.
Yeah.
She died of skin cancer. And then
he talks about the kids that he has, the two, the boy and the
kids,
girl.
boy and girl.
And then, like, she like warms up to him like super quick,
really quick.
and he's like, let's go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay.
Yeah,
It's like really bizarre.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of there is that she's like kind of wants to needle Nick Cage a little bit. You know? I was just trying to think of I'm trying to think of a reason of why she was saying, "Oh yeah, let's go right to Hawaii, perfect," and then when it was just supposed to be a weekend thing, why did she warm up so quickly?
Right.
So she's a terrible person.
Yes.
Boom.
So then, they go back to Nick Cage and Sarah Jessica Parker go back to their room, and and he's freaking out. He's like, "Oh, why do you have to go to Hawaii?"
Yeah. It's supposed to be a weekend thing.
Right.
And then she's like, I'll be back Tuesday, maybe Wednesday.
Right.
And he's like, what? Tuesday, Wednesday? Oh.
Yeah.
And I would say from this point on, it's like all Nicolas Cage freak out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he's got the tone.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then it's actually at this point where I realized Nicolas Cage's like whole acting style is basically how people act on stage. Like in theaters or operas or whatever, where like people, you basically have to act for the people that may be in the upper balcony, in the nosebleeds. So you need to like act big and talk big,
overemphasize.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's what Nicolas Cage is doing, except for like the camera is right here, so it all looks very bizarre.
Yeah.
So then they go to Hawaii, and he's like showing her like around. It's like a montage of him showing her around Hawaii.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. What do I put fat guy puts him over the edge. What's that mean?
Fat guy puts him over the edge. Didn't he called us Bookie again? Was this one?
Right.
I don't remember.
There's a couple fat guys. So
Well, we know it's not Mr. Sandwich.
Right.
So we know it's not him.
Oh
God.
Because the guy who thinks his wife is cheating.
Yes,
he's just like, he's like,
because the picture.
Yes. Photoshop before there was Photoshop.
The Mike Tyson picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great picture.
And he's just like, how would you feel, if some guy, was like,
that was bizarre.
Right. Yeah, like feeling up on your woman, and then
and the close up on the dude's face, and it goes like the face, then the it was
right.
Gross.
And I don't think we said it. Basically, the guy from in the beginning of the movie, he's like, I think my wife's with Mike Tyson. It's
same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's talking about it in detail, and that's when Nick Cage is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're gonna give me a heart attack.
Right. So then it cuts back to Hawaii, and it shows, James Caan and Sarah Jessica Parker doing various activities around Hawaii.
Remember the part where he brings her into the house?
Yes.
And there's that guy. I don't know I remember his name, but he's a native Hawaiian that's like lives there, and like everyone knows James Caan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone knows him, and that's when James Caan says something to the native Hawaiian in their native language.
Yes.
And they speak, and that Sarah Jessica Parker is like, he doesn't speak English. Like that. And she's like, fluent. Like I'm perfect. I'm fine in English.
Right.
And I'm just like, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Man, Jesus. So it shows them doing various recreational activities, like they go scuba diving, horseback riding, hiking, and he's
Which you can tell, James Caan's not having.
He's like struggling with each one, kind of a little bit. And then I think that's shortly after. That's when he drops the bomb on Sarah Jessica Parker that he wants to marry her.
Right.
And she's like, what?
Yeah. We also glossed over the fact that James Caan's house in Hawaii was fucking sweet.
Oh, yeah.
It's like walls pulled back. And, like, had a view of the beach.
Not just like a little part of the wall, like the entire, like the whole thing.
Like, I was kind of jealous. I'm not
it was really nice. It was really nice
to be rich.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've been to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And she goes like, only Dennis scored the Caribbean. He's like, this is the place to be.
He drops the bomb that he wants to marry her. I think she like kind of accepts it.
Yeah.
Or,
She needs time to think.
right.
It's like, I don't know. This is
But
kind of
still, like, not repulsed.
No,
which
not
she
repulsed
should
at all.
be.
Right.
Yeah. And not repulsed that it's James Caan, just repulsed in the fact that she's known the guy for how many days?
Right.
And she's been going
A
out
day?
and with Nick Cage for how long?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just it's a movie.
And then this
Really,
is
that's all you can say. That's all you can say.
and then also James Caan's kid is there, son and
The son's wife and the
Yeah,
And
the
he's
son
like-
is late 20s, early
Something like
30s.
that.
Yeah.
It's an
Around
adult.
then.
Yeah,
adults.
so
Yeah.
while James Caan and Sarah Jessica Parker are talking about the whole marriage thing, the son's like, "Hey, where's Volcano Mount? Blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
he's like, "It's far enough away. Blah
Right.
blah blah. We're safe."
Well, because they talk about how it's erupting.
Yeah.
Right.
And then James Caan's like, "Oh, it is erupting? Well, we got to go check it out."
Right.
That thing. And so, yeah,
And
they
then
all...
Nick Cage hears about the same thing at home.
Yeah.
He's like, "I gotta get to fucking Hawaii."
Well, he sees it's on the TV.
Yeah.
And
Does
that's
that cut? Are they there or no? James
Yeah.
Caan and so Nicolas Cage is at home watching TV. The news report is talking about how this volcano is erupting.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it shows James Caan and
Sarah Jessica Parker on TV watching it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
watching the volcano thing.
Yeah. And Nick Cage, I mean, not gonna, Nick Cage is just like, "Oh, enough's enough."
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, "I gotta go take care of
He
this."
rushes to the airport and he's stuck in line, and the line's moving really slow because Ben Stein is trying to find the best deal to get to, is it Milwaukee?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, maybe if I like," and he's doing his Ben Stein thing.
Could you explain the rewards program again?
Right.
I'm an AA Advantage member.
Yeah,
Same
and
price, sir.
And it turns out he's not even flying.
Right there.
Like,
Yeah.
he's like buying his ticket months in advance.
Yeah, well,
and stuff like
Consumer Reports says if you buy your
Which,
ticket.
I didn't know Consumer Reports has been around that long.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You're welcome.
Because I remember growing up, mom and dad had those laying around.
Right.
Oh.
Actually, what I really remember is because, like, I don't think they still do, but like maybe once a year or once a quarter, I don't know. They would like put out like a mini book. Like it was pretty thick, but it was like kind of like half the size of a magazine. But like I brought that to middle school just as like reading material. But I remember at one point, my science
Kids
teacher
are just different.
But I remember at one point, like my science teacher walked past. She's like, "So what are you buying? A washer and dryer?" Gotta stay afloat of those things. It's like I don't know. As a middle schooler,
You know, that's where you can go now shopping. Be like, "Hey, I remember in 1994, this was only $300.
These weren't reliable.
It's for my samples. Kids freaking me out. So Ben Stein taking his sweet time. Right.
Nicolas Cage freaks the fuck
Yes.
out.
Yeah, he's at the end of the line, so he just goes right to the front and gives him the business.
Right. And he flips out, and then everyone starts like clapping.
Yeah.
But he has like a minor freak out there.
And I said this airport freakout would never happen post 9/11.
Right. TSA.
Well, because he's like, "What are you gonna do? Get the airport police?"
Oh, right.
He's like, "You'll throw me in airport jail."
Airport jail?
I'm like,
I was like, "Well, yeah, I mean, that can happen now." Yeah.
Shoe bombs. So then I believe next they cut to where James Caan and Sarah Jessica Parker are like on a boat. He's got the sweet neck handkerchief.
Yeah.
I was expecting that, but all right.
Neck handkerchiefs are pretty sweet, man.
Actually, I think I wanted to make a note about you having a neck handkerchief. And you just kind of confirmed my.
I don't have one, but if I did, that'd be pretty sweet.
Well, I think you can just get a regular handkerchief.
Hey,
and wrap
listen,
it around your-
we all can afford sweet neck handkerchiefs.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's just a regular handkerchief, but you can just wrap it around your neck.
No, because that's just a regular neck handkerchief. You have to buy.
Would a real
neck.
handkerchief would be long enough, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Have a giant
No,
neck.
because I remember there was that stupid trend.
Well,
like
I'm sure the normies would buy regular
No, because
handkerchiefs.
there was that weird trend, I think when I was in middle school or high school, where girls were wearing handkerchiefs as tops.
I never heard of that trend.
Really?
Yeah, never seen that trend.
It looked weird, and I'm like, how does that stay on? Like,
that would be strange.
Let's bring that back for dudes.
Wait till next episode.
Listen, bro, it brought out my deltoids, all right? Snap.
Sick delts, bro.
So, and I think this is when he really convinces her to marry him, right?
Yes and no, because he's like, oh, if I'm being too forward, then if you want to leave, then I'll let you.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'll stay.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, what?
Well, and the entire time, James Caan's been like crapping on Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Like,
what kind of guy would put up a girl for a poker game?
Yeah, that and that. And she kept on saying, like, oh, but didn't you say you like started this? Didn't you say this? And James Caan always had something.
Right.
Oh, I just wanted to like save you from like being hurt. I've been like all this stuff. So he's making it look like it was all Nick Cage's idea, and James Caan was just here to rescue her from everything.
Or, he doesn't propose yet or doesn't move forward with it yet.
Because on the boat, he says, I'm wild about you.
Yeah.
He's like, he
kisses her,
leans in
right?
to kiss. He's like, just tell me when to stop.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And he does. He's like, just, I'll stop. Just let me know. And she doesn't say stop.
Right.
And he goes in, kisses. And then he goes, I hope that wasn't too much. He's like, I didn't think it was weird. I liked it. And she's like, I don't know what to think.
And then this is where, she's like, man, she's kind of
weird.
scummy.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't care who. If that was Nick Cage and Sarah Jessica Parker's role, and like,
I was hoping you guys say Nick Cage and James Caan.
no, yeah. Well, it's just like, it doesn't matter who it is. Anytime there's like a cheating thing going on,
right?
It doesn't sit well with me. It's just
well, and it's kind of interesting that both Zandali and Honeymoon in Vegas both kind of like a weird threesome kind of thing going.
Yeah.
So Nick Cage finally gets off his plane. And there's a taxi waiting for him, and his taxi.
It is because James Caan knows he's come. Mr. Sandwich.
Oh, wait!
Mr. Sandwich tells James Caan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. No, that doesn't happen yet.
I don't know how they have all these connections.
No. That doesn't happen yet.
Like, how does
that doesn't
James
happen yet? No. No, because he gets off the plane and he finds a taxi.
Nick Cage
gets
goes
off the
to
plane.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
And he finds a taxi, and the taxi is Pat Morita, a.k.a. Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
But it was James Caan. It was Mr. Sandwich. He told Mr. Sandwich to have Mahi get ready and to have the captain, who was it? The other guy? The crazy guy that was singing.
Peter Boyle, but I forget his name.
Yeah, well, that's
he's the one.
Chief Orman.
Yeah, because remember Mr. Sandwich told Mahi,
right?
He's like, hey, make sure, because that's what James Caan wanted. So that's why instead of just bringing them straight to
because he's like, take me to Tommy Korman's property. Hey, dude,
I'm really excited.
Yeah, he's like, take me to Tommy Korman's property. He's like, you got it. He's like, everyone knows who Tommy Korman is.
Yeah.
So then he drives, and they're going in the middle of nowhere. It's this little shack with chickens. He's like, he lives here. He's like, yeah. Orman's place. And he's like, I said Tommy Korman.
I said Korman.
Yeah. And he takes him to Chief Orman's place.
Yeah.
And
Chief
Orman is Peter Boyle, who is the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond, the monster, and Young Frankenstein.
It's so good. It's just so funny.
It's pretty good. And then there's this weird short musical number in there.
Do you think we're gonna get he's asking Nick Cage if they're gonna get musicals from Broadway in Hawaii?
And the lady was wearing a Les Mis shirt.
Yeah.
So
and I noticed Nick Cage's little microaggressions are kind of stepping up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, come on. It's more and more of those.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I said when basically as soon as Betsy tells him that she's going to Hawaii, from that point on, every sentence has a little mini Nick Cage freak out.
Yeah.
Right. So then that's when James Caan gives Betsy the ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was very large, if I remember.
Yeah,
Yes,
very big.
it was.
Yeah, and she loved it.
And then this is where James Caan's like, yeah, I can't believe, he would do this over $3,000.
Yes.
So it's gone from a $65,000 debt to a $3,000 debt.
And it was his idea.
Caan says that to Betsy.
Yeah.
It was only $3,000.
Yeah, he lies to make himself look good.
Yeah.
And make Nick Cage look bad.
Right. And then, so then Nick Cage and Pat Morita, they leave the Chief's place, and he's like, oh, I forgot my keys. Pat Morita's like, oh, I'll go get them.
Yeah, because Nick Cage had to use the bathroom.
Right.
So he's like, well, I left my keys in the bathroom or whatever.
Right. So then Pat Morita's like, oh, I'll go get him. He's like, oh, you're a great friend. Because he can tell that Pat Morita's trying to like stall him.
Yes.
So he's like, oh, we get our 5 reflection ponds or something like that.
It's like 5.
Yeah. So while Pat Morita goes to get his keys, Nick Cage steals his taxi and takes off.
Yeah.
So then while Betsy's doing this like a reflection moment by looking out at the sea.
Yes.
Nick Cage sees her.
Yeah.
He's like, Betsy.
Yeah. Starts calling in. Yeah.
And then James Caan's like, oh, what the fuck?
Right.
So then they start grappling.
Yeah, because James Caan tackles him basically.
And he's holding Nick Cage down.
Are they on is this like on a golf course next to the hotel or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's when James Caan is like, realizes like he's got to do something to get Nick Cage out of here. So he rolls.
Right.
He was on top of Nick Cage holding him down. And Nick Cage is like, get off of me. He rolls, and then Nick Cage is on him, and then James Caan starts screaming for help, and that's when the security comes to take Nick Cage away. James Caan goes back to Betsy and is like, just starts talking, and she's like, "Oh, have you ever seen what was it, Wuthering Heights or something?" Yeah, like I thought I heard calling my name, and it's just the wind,
and that drove me nuts because she's like looking out into the sea, and Nick Cage is like, behind her like quite a bit, like by a hole, I'd say, golfing hole. And he's yelling her name. And at one point she like looks a little bit, but she couldn't do like the extra like 10 degrees to actually look at him. Like, come on.
Like, my name?
Yeah. I can't turn this extra 10 degrees to see who that is, so I'll just stay here. It's like, come on.
She's like, oh, it's the craziest thing. Like, I thought I heard like, the sea saying my name, but it sounded like, what's his fucking name? Jack.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, my wife, same thing,
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, okay.
He's very good at like getting off her
James
off the
Caan's
subject.
an excellent actor, dude.
Yeah. James Caan's great.
So then I guess this is where Sarah Jessica Parker's like, yes, let's get married.
Yeah.
And then she really ups the ante and she goes, I'm gonna want children soon.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
like right away. She's like, well, hope you're ready to give me kids. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. Except what James Caan, how old is he? Question mark. And then SJP wants kids? Question mark. And then I looked it up. In this during filming, James Caan is 52. Sarah Jessica Parker, 27.
Huh.
She still looks the same.
Yeah, but I mean, I did nothing worthwhile at 27, so I was like, damn, she's in a movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing when I was 27. I don't know. I was probably doing walking around or sitting.
As we've established, you enjoy sitting.
I do.
You did it.
I've accomplished my goals.
So then the cops take Nick Cage back to jail. And they throw him into the cell. And there's this fat naked guy laying on the bed.
On his stomach.
Did either of you hear the scream that Nick Cage got?
He turns around and because he turned around and he went like he was gonna fall, and his hand landed on the naked dude's back. And he's like,
He's like, like I wasn't sure if I heard it. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah,
He did do
that was great.
noise.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I gotta make a phone call. Right. That's when he calls his bookie again in New York.
And I think the bookie bails him out, right?
Yeah. But he's like, make sure you're telling him that you're gonna leave, because I guess you could leave Hawaii.
No.
Like, what? I don't understand.
No, I thought the whole thing was
part.
No, I thought it was the other way around. It's like
Don't
you
tell
can't.
him?
Yeah, no, you can't leave the island.
Okay.
Or you can't let them know that you're leaving the island or something like that.
Yeah, I was kind of confused there.
Because of the whole if you're on probation, like you can't leave state lines.
Yeah,
so that's
of course, yeah.
He's just saying
that's
that.
why. I was wondering what was going on.
So I at some point James Caan tells Sarah Jessica Parker like, "Hey, let's get married in Vegas."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that seems to be the thing to do.
That's the only place you can get married, apparently.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't someone make a joke? Wait, is that another movie where like I got married in Cleveland? What movie was that in?
I don't remember
It was
that.
a Nicolas Cage movie. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know where I went. I'm back. So when Nick Cage gets out of jail, Pat Morita's there.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, really? You're gonna make me pay that cab fare?"
Yeah,
And he's like,
"Oh,
"No,
I'm not going to press charges type
Right.
thing. Yeah.
But then, how does Pat Morita know what Tommy Korman's plans are? He's like, "Oh, he's gonna go to Vegas to marry."
Yeah.
No, or did they already leave at that point? I'm sorry. Did Tommy Korman already leave, fly out?
I think so.
Because I thought the whole thing was, what's his name? The cab driver?
Pat Morita.
Yeah. Because they
Mahi.
Yeah. Because wasn't his whole thing like, oh, the island's so small, everyone knows everyone.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everyone knows what
yeah.
everyone's doing. So because he flew
Yeah.
out, it's like everyone just knows.
I guess.
Well, I mean, at the hotel, they knew who he was.
Yeah.
They knew who this guy was everywhere. And Mahi did say he felt bad for Nick Cage.
Right.
Because he's like, oh, he took your girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah, so boom. I don't know what point I was making.
No, that's right. So then Nick Cage is like, oh, okay. So Pat Morita's like, yeah, they're headed to Vegas to get married.
Yeah.
And so Nick Cage, who's spending a lot of money at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, they have all this money. I don't know. Credit cards?
Charge it.
Well, it is kind of interesting because throughout this whole process, Betsy is trying to call Nicolas Cage.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
But it's like,
Always going to the...
she'll call the hotel, but he's already flown to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then it's like, huh.
Yeah.
Era without cell phones.
So then,
Right.
Though she did call his beeper, I think, at one point.
Oh, really?
Or pager or whatever. I was like, sign of the times.
right.
Fancy.
So then
He's
They-
trying to get a flight back to Vegas,
Vegas.
now.
So
And
they land in Vegas.
Really quick. So when Pat, what's his last name? I
Pat Morita.
Yeah. When he drops him off at the airport, he's like, oh, I just, remember this saying. And he says this long thing in Hawaiian. And then he says it in English, which I forget what it is. But then after he does that whole long spiel, Nicolas Cage goes, that just does not help me.
So he's trying to get a flight to Vegas, and James Caan finds out about it, and he's like, "Oh, who do we know at
Right.
the airport?" And they're like, "Oh, Frankie Carlo."
yeah.
So he's trying to get. So
He gets a flight canceled.
well, this is what I don't get. So he gets a flight to
San Jose.
No, yeah, San Jose. So he's getting a flight from San Jose to Vegas, but then because of James Caan's connection, they're like, "Oh, it got canceled due to bad weather
Yeah.
in El Paso." Think about that.
Yeah, you never...
Why would bad weather in El Paso affect a flight from San Jose to Vegas?
Weather's weird, bro.
Not that weird.
Weather's weird.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was. I thought that was weird too. Yeah, it didn't really
I'm not gonna lie,
make sense or
I
add
have to
up.
look at a map to see where all those places are.
El Paso's almost by Mexico.
Yeah, El Paso. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are the three locations? El Paso.
So is it San Diego or San Jose?
San Jose.
San Jose is.
Wait, maybe was it El Paso? I thought it was El Paso.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah,
So for people listening, San Jose is like in the middle of California, very close to the water. El Paso is basically the very bottom of New Mexico. And then he's trying to go to Las Vegas, right?
Maybe it's a connecting flight.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you fly
No.
down? Like, why?
No. So, so basically, yeah, you're right. That makes no sense. To go from San Jose to El Paso, you fly over Las Vegas.
Now we have to remember this. There was no Google back then. People didn't know where stuff was. They just kind of went.
Maps exist then.
Oh no!
I gotta go to Canada all the way down there. So then he's trying to find a flight to.
Hold on, quick side note. So I just Googled Las Vegas, but for some reason, like hotels showed up, which I guess makes sense. But the first one that came up is the D.
Yeah, that's right.
Lively casino hotel with sleek rooms.
Damn right.
The D.
Yeah.
Give it a D.
You want to go to the D?
Which oddly
I'll
enough,
swing that way, bro.
is listed as a 3-star hotel, but the reviews 4.2.
Oh,
So
Oh, well, there you go.
punching them above their weight class, I guess.
right.
Good job, D.
Free Wi-Fi.
So he's trying to find a flight to Las Vegas. He's standing on the runway with a sign that says Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And finally, he sees this the small propeller
The little
plane.
Cessnas, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And which, if I've learned anything from rock and roll history,
Yes.
don't get on one of those, especially when it's a bunch of Elvises get on there.
Elvi.
Yeah. Look at all the Elvi. Look at them scamper. A bunch of Elvi going
to their natural habitat, Vegas.
The small planes.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, man, we're going to Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. Roy Bacon.
Yes.
It's the best.
Roy Bacon.
Yeah, I love
who
it.
had very large teeth.
Yeah, he did.
So they get on the plane, and all of a sudden you see the emblem, and it's like the skydiving Elvises.
Yep.
We're like, okay. So whatever.
Okay, so James Caan and them and Betsy are in Vegas now.
Yes.
And she's starting to have
Cold feet.
Colton. Yep. That's what happens. Done.
Yep.
So yeah, she's like, I don't really want to do this, cause she's trying to contact still.
Right.
Nick Cage, and then James Caan finally shows his true color.
aggressive.
Yes, very aggressive. Yeah. It's like, you made a promise to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Don't be rude to me in the belly casino.
No one turns their back to whatever his name is.
yeah.
Tommy Korman.
Yeah, no
Korman.
one turns their back to me.
So then it flashes back to Nick Cage on the plane. He's
Yeah.
like, hey man, what cape size are you? And he's like, 42 medium or something.
Yeah.
And then
I'm glad he knew his cape size.
and then this is where he finds out they're skydiving Elvises.
Yeah.
He's like, well, can't you just drop me off here? He's like, oh, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's the weird thing is Nicolas Cage basically realizes oh, these are all skydivers.
Yeah.
But all the Elvises on the plane are laughing and yucking it up.
Oh yeah.
And I just thought how weird is that? Say for example, you're at the gym or whatever and someone walks in and whatever, it takes them a little while to realize it's a gym. Would everyone really stop and point and laugh at that one guy? I don't think people are that douchey.
And then I remember at some point, it flashes to something, and then it flashes back, and then all of a sudden Nick Cage is in the full gear.
Yeah. Full gear.
Like, what?
And they mentioned that the suit cost $1,000 each.
I thought it was $10,000.
Was it? I just remember there was a 1 with some zeros. And so
It was
$1 million. It was a lot of money.
Hey man, those light up suits.
Yeah.
Not
A
cheap.
lot of money.
So then
It goes back to her, and she's like,
and she makes
she wants to use the bathroom.
right.
Yeah.
And then James Caan's like, hey, Mr. Sandwich, keep an eye on her.
Right. So
She's like, oh, can I use the washroom? He's like, I'll go with you.
Yeah,
Right.
And then she's
really?
like, then she's like, oh, I just need to think about it alone for a few minutes. And then he's like, yeah,
Right.
You got 5
go
minutes.
after her.
Yeah. She gets on the elevator to use the bathroom.
Right.
And then up, but she doesn't go to the room.
Right.
Which, why do you have to go all the way to your room to use the bathroom? I'm sure it's Vegas. I'm sure there's bathrooms everywhere.
I'm sure. In the lobby.
So, but goes up there. Mr. Sandwich is on the lookout.
Right.
Nothing.
Nope.
She hightails it out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just loved how now Mr. Sandwich keeps on going to James Caan. Like, I don't know, I'm looking for her.
Right.
He's like, I don't trail a little bit. But then he gets sidetracked in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If you ever want to lose Mr. Sandwich,
He's walking through the kitchen and what was there just
he saw there was bread.
Is there a
and
croissant
soup
or something?
Yeah, and so there's a big thing of soup. So he starts taking sauce. He takes the bread and he just dip in the chunks and he's eating it up and it's like, oh yeah. Goes back, he's like, oh. And then he goes back to James Caan. He's like, she's in the basement. And he's like, well, why are you here, Mr. Sandwich? Go. And he's like, okay. And then he goes back.
He's like, oh, I was letting you know.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, all the Elvises are skydiving, and they're jumping. It seems like they jump really close proximity to each other. I'm like, man, I feel like
it was really close.
they bang into each other or something.
And that's where Betsy, Sarah Jessica Parker, she changes into the showgirl outfit and actually was able to sneak by, Mr. Sandwich and James Caan.
Yep.
I found it kind of funny that like the flying Elvises or whatever. So that not only are they in Elvis jumpsuits, but they're also in like light up. Like there's like
it's all lit up.
LEDs, but like
that's
lights.
why they're $1 million, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Million.
Which I loved how they kept on like goofing with Nicolas Cage about pull a yellow cord down the red. No, pull the red. Right. Yeah. You do it wrong, you're gonna die.
He's like, "Are you kidding? Are you kidding?" He's like, "I'm kidding." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine."
But it's funny because, in the scene where it shows them like jumping out of the plane, one of the guys, their suit didn't light up. And I thought that was kind of funny.
Oh, yeah, well, and actually, so like every time they showed them like skydiving, it's obviously like a sound stage and it looks hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just like black behind him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh boy. So then, they're Sarah Jessica Parker, James Caan, and Mr. Sandwich are running around the strip, and then all of a sudden you hear Don Pardo. He's like, "Oh, it's the world famous skydiving Elvis of Utah." He's like Kevin. What was the guy's name?
Roy Bacon.
Roy Bacon.
Roy Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
Delicious.
Yeah, so then, they're like, oh. And, but here's what I didn't get, though. So then, like, they're all descending, and then they're like, Don Pardo, Don Pardo, so that's the guy who did Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So he's like, and their newest member.
Yeah, how did he know?
That's what I don't get.
That made no sense.
Yeah.
That made no sense. I think Roy Bacon has like some kind of like walkie-talkie situation going on because he was the leader.
Oh, that would actually kind of make sense.
Yeah, he was the leader guy. Like he was the one that started it and everything. That's what I'm thinking. So
some kind of communication. That actually makes sense.
Well, I just figured how does he know? It's got to be a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
You know, it's supposed to be 1988. You know,
87.
Well, it was a year later. Remember?
Oh yeah, look at you, so smart.
Yeah. So
someone was reading their consumer reports and so
I just like how is it? It seems difficult to land in a one little section.
Yeah.
But each person doing it constantly, and they're all landing in the same spot. It seems difficult.
I mean, but I mean, they were doing that shit like like in Vietnam. Like we gotta fucking land here.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And
I feel like they still do that, but like for football games, they'll have not the Blue Angels, but whatever. Like they'll have people like parachute into a stadium.
Yeah.
So like it's doable.
Okay. It just like.
But I assume it takes some skill.
Yeah, it's got to. Yeah,
but I mean, they're the flying Elvises. I mean, they have.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, then Nick Cage, he's like, I got this.
He managed
now, how a rookie did it,
Yeah.
So then, he's like, their newest member is like, fucking Jack Singer, and Sarah Jessica Parker's like, what? And James Caan's like, oh, and he fucking lands on the bullseye.
Yes.
And Sarah Jessica Parker's like, oh God. And
she fucking rush to him.
Yeah, bust past security. And they're like, and they start hugging and then fucking Elvis starts playing. It was actually, it was really,
it was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was good.
And then Mr. Sandwich runs up to James Caan's. I couldn't find her.
Yeah.
And James Caan's like, she's right there.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, let's go get her type thing. And she's like, no, he jumped out of a plane for her.
Yeah. He accepts it.
He realizes. And then she's like, he said everything James Caan told her. And he's like, no, it was really 65. Like, he's lying. Like, why'd you believe him? Like, why'd you believe him? She's like, I don't know. I was stupid.
Yeah.
She basically admits at the end that she was like, didn't know what she was thinking, and she's sorry, and they go to get married.
Right. Yeah. So they get married in the world famous, I forget what chapel it is.
Yeah, he's in his Elvis suit still. Mm-hmm. She's in the showgirl, and everybody
flying
Elvises are watching.
Elvises,
and was it Roy Bacon crying?
He's crying.
He's crying for it, and then
that's the end.
That's the end.
The weird thing though is that during the wedding scene, like Nicolas Cage doesn't look thrilled.
No,
he looks like bored.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and didn't he say something about how he had another dream about his mom?
Yes, saying that he could get married,
and she was naked.
Well, there was a running thing throughout the movie where he would dream about his mom, and there was like one where he dreamt about her naked when she was vacuuming.
Oh yeah,
and she kept on ribbing him over it, and he's like, "It wasn't anything sexual," and there was the same thing here.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah.
no trivia really. We already talked about little Elvis was 5-year-old Bruno Mars. I need to restart that camera. Vamp.
Well, here. So when we get back to that stuff, so I don't know if it was because I had watched this butted up next to Zandali. I really didn't mind this movie too much.
Oh no.
Would I recommend it? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe to like an older person. And like,
Well, I mean,
it's a nice little comedy, romantic comedy.
yeah, it's a nice romantic comedy. I'm trying hard because Zandali and this one both had similar, plots. Like, well, Zandali doesn't have a plot, but like they both had like the you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh.
Where
I mean, they were like polar opposites to me.
I mean, they both kind of, like I said, they both have like a threesome kind of thing.
Love triangle.
the love triangle. They both have the love triangle thing. So that's what I'm trying to like separate the love triangle aspect of this,
right?
To like give this one a fair shake. The Honeymoon in Vegas a fair shake.
So the other trivia was obviously there's a shit ton of Elvis references in this.
Yeah.
It's interesting to note that Nicolas Cage later married Lisa Marie.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. He's always been a big Elvis guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, even before.
Clearly.
I think he plays Elvis in another movie coming up down the road.
Oh, weird.
Maybe. I don't know.
And when Nicolas Cage jumps out of the plane to do the whole parachute flying Elvis thing, he actually pulls both the yellow and the red at the same time.
Yeah.
Which would be incorrect because the red was the backup chute.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Remember it?
Some stats for this movie. Budget was $25 million.
Ooh. Well, I mean, James Caan was in it, so.
Sure.
Yeah. It's about 20 million.
What do you think you did box office?
45.
I'd say 60.
Going big. 35 million.
Oh, wow. I made a little bit.
Lost prices right.
We both would have lost.
This movie was directed by Andrew Bergman. And
Bergie.
Good job, Bergie.
And he said, it wasn't based on anything. I wanted to do a boy-girl story, and it turned out to be this.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an underwhelming synopsis.
I wanted to make a movie, so I made one.
I've never seen a blue duck, and I wanted to see a blue duck, so I made the duck blue. Like, that's quite tastic.
The soundtrack peaked at number 4 of the U.S. Billboard top country albums. It was basically just mainly composed of Elvis covers by contemporary artists.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen.
The manager. Oh, sorry, the boss.
And also...
That was a great show. I think I already told you about it. Yeah. I already told you guys. Yeah.
Fancy boy over here saw an intimate show with Bruce Springsteen.
This was also turned into a musical for the theater,
terrible.
Broadway, whatever.
No, I wouldn't see that.
No, I agree. So maybe I don't recommend this movie.
A big change from the movie was the character of the mother was kept alive.
Oh.
Huh. I don't know why there was.
Yeah, I don't know if that really changed.
There was no like need for her to be around or anything. It didn't matter.
So I think, I guess I would recommend this, but to a very specific audience, I guess. Would I recommend to like one of my peers? Probably not. To the older generation, like, hey, remember that guy in The Godfather? Yeah. He's in this.
Yeah.
It's all right. I would recommend this to my mom.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
How about you?
Would you?
Recommend it to my mom.
Yeah, just your mom. That's it. No, I would recommend this movie, but like you said, it's for like a specific demographic.
Right.
Yeah. It's not for everybody. Funny throughout, I'd say.
There's funny moments.
You weren't gonna like laugh hysterically for this, but there was really no pointer in the movie where it was like, oh, geez, would this hurry up and get over with? There was none of that.
It didn't drag.
It didn't drag. It was a good movie.
It was an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, hour and a half. It was a good movie. I would recommend it just to people. I mean,
I think it's because
it's hard, like you said, because it's people like I think people now trying to watch it, they wouldn't like it as much. I don't think.
I think it's because the cast is so strong. So
yeah,
granted, you're not the biggest fan of Sarah Jessica Parker. I mean, but James Caan is solid.
Yes.
Nick Cage and all of his zaniness.
Yes.
I don't know. Never mind. But Sarah Jessica Parker, she's pretty solid. Pat Morita is solid.
She does do a good job. She plays the role that was asked for her to do.
I mean, I think there's some solid Nick Cage overacting.
Oh
though.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Some solid freakouts.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, not freakouts, but just.
If you just want a movie, just like, you're going to laugh a little bit, you're not going to waste too much time, only an hour and a half, watch it. That's what I say. If you just want to, like, it's just a nice, like, rom-com type thing. If that's what you want, watch it.
I mean, I would definitely recommend it over, like, Zandali.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Or,
it's not a horrible movie.
No. I would recommend it over Time to Kill. So I'd say it's very much in the middle of the movies we've seen.
Definitely in the middle. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it for this week. We will see you. I don't know what the next movie is.
Oh, shit. I can look up real quick. Hold on.
Oh, keep on forgetting.
What did we drink and why did we like it?
It was the Brooklyn Bel Air Sour. Partly tartly. Partly tartly.
I'm not a huge sour guy, but it's not bad.
It's all right.
It's okay. It's not like the best sour I've had,
Right.
but it's decent.
The next movie is Amos and Andrew.
Don't know what that is.
Which is a comedy film starring Nicolas Cage and Samuel L. Jackson.
Whoa.
And it parodies Amos and Andy.
Oh, boy.
I am looking forward to this. I have not seen it. I didn't know about this, but those two names make me happy.
And after that is Deadfall.
What's Deadfall?
That's so in the Nicolas Cage freakout compilation, that's the one where he walks into a room and just yells "fuck."
Oh, that one looks batshit crazy.
This is gonna be good.
That one I'm stoked about.
Yes. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be good.
And Charlie Sheen is in that movie too. So.
That one looks batshit crazy.
# winning.
No,
that's right. That's right. I brought it back.
Tiger blood.
It's coming back. Yeah.
Whoa. Deadfall holds a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh man, this is gonna be good.
Holy crap.
Great. Stay tuned.
All right. That'll do it. We'll see you later.
Bibbidi boop.
Yeah.
If you're watching us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Hit it. You will see us. You will like us. You will listen. You will watch us.
Oh, this got really aggressive. And we hope to see you then. Bye-bye.